Hey, hey, hey. Doing it. We are back with Georgie Boy, George Stobbart, Bane of the Irish, Goat Minister. What else does he do? American Tourist. So, yeah, we're going to hop back into Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. This week, I'm back on the beer. I've been drinking wine the last couple of weeks because we've been in Paris. But Georgie Boy, he's hopped over the channel to Ireland. Last week we tried to get him drunk. Didn't work. The man has a ridiculous constitution. Having said that, we did get him to drink 3 pints, and then he did possibly the most dangerous electrical engineering anybody has ever done. Not a qualified engineer, but I'm sure that'll have no problems for the pub later. I'm sure that pub's not going to burn down when that wiring catches on fire at all. What else did we do? We outwitted a goat. We watched a man get run over by the bomber, the Parisian bomber. He was dressed as a clown when he did the bombing in Paris, but is not dressed as a clown now. So hang on, where are we? Oh yes, and when we left George, he was about to go into this tunnel, which I'm sure I will remember what's down there when I get down there, but at the minute I cannot for the life of me remember what happens in this part of the game. I remember the goat. For those of you who weren't watching last week, this goat, this infamous goat, this little puzzle here with the goat was one of the most frustrating puzzles in point-and-click games, for pretty much everybody who played this game, I think. Unless it's just me. I don't think it's just me. I think everybody struggled with that puzzle. Anyway, we did it. We are past the goat. So we're going to go down here. See what's up. Just remember, George Stobbart, he downed 3 pints about 10 minutes before doing this. Montfaucon. Oh.
So, where did you stay last night?
Okay.
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
Without a trace.
Oopsies.
But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
Yeah.
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
I've been reading about Pegram in this magazine.
The media got its claws on him.
Yeah, if I was his agent, I'd get him to lose the pipe.
That dig must have been pretty important to him. He resigned his chair at Durham University to go to Ireland.
Durham University.
he's
That's just down the road from me.
See what you can find out about Professor Pegram.
I'll speak to the university. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Okay.
What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program.
Television
Pegram's Past.
program.
He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
I shouldn't. I don't know that. Actually, what
That's
was?
the tripod in the Crew
Yeah.
Museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
So that. Yeah. So that gem, the Pegram gem, not the Pegram gem, whatever, needs to go on the tripod. So, do we go back to the museum?
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lopinot at the Krun Museum.
Yeah, we need
And
to find
why
that guy.
don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Thank you for giving me the leads. It's very helpful. So today's beer is a lovely Hobgoblin IPA. It's very nice. Okay, Rosso Crude Museum. Go back to Ireland. Let's go check in. Let's go check in with the police. Let's talk to comedy French gendarme.
Excuse me?
Ah, Monsieur Stobbart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure. Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Is he?
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic, in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
He's so
I'd like to
funny.
report an assault.
Yes,
No, you
monsieur?
wouldn't.
Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
What are you going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair. Now's my chance. I'll show them. And the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
And who's Marquet then? What's Marquet? I've already forgotten who he was.
Is Rosso
Anyway,
here?
Yes, he
sure,
is.
I'll find out.
You wish to speak to him?
We.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. Stobbart is here to see you, monsieur.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobbart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I've been taken off the case.
Interesting.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Why? Hughes Marquet.
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet?
Jacques
Jacques Marquet?
Marquet, I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
An all-rounder, huh? How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
Have you heard of Professor Pegram, the archaeologist?
Molly Pegram, the second son of Lord Barclay Pegram.
I don't know. I only read about him in a magazine.
So much for the efficacy of rehabilitation. What has he done this time?
What's he done?
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland. Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I wouldn't say I knew him at all.
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not. That was the nickname he was given at school. All his friends and acquaintances know him as Molly.
Okay.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No, you must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobbart.
Do I really need to ask about these
Do you know a
two?
pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a nasty piece of work, but Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal
You don't know me
experience
at
of the power
all.
of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
George, what are you talking
Really?
about?
What was it called?
Hypnotism for fun and profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
You're not going to try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Let's just say
Distasteful
I'd rather you
probing.
didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet.
Okay, I don't think I need to ask about any of this
So
stuff.
long, Inspector.
So let's go to the museum. Let's go. Let's go to the museum. Do a little bit of crime, probably steal a tripod. a gem on a tripod. Would be my guess. Before we do, let's see if we don't need this. Back from Ireland. I should remember. Okay. So saving is good in this game because I'm fairly sure. Oh, there's the guy. I'm fairly sure. I wasn't sure a couple of weeks ago, playing this for the first time, but I'm fairly sure that you can die in these games. Unlike, say, certain point-and-click games like the LucasArts games and stuff like that. I think you can actually die in these games. So you will be saving at regular points.
I beg your pardon. Are you Andre Lobineau?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No, I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobbart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay, shoot.
Every French person in this game is the most French person you have ever met. What is
Does
that?
the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure, it was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death with row
assume
upon
that's
row of
true.
arches, each one framing
know.
a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochman, that's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived. Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud. Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much, only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
It's a bit difficult.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez. How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
I mean, he's a historian, so, you know, it's fair.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
You should definitely
female
check with her.
friend?
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf.
Frenchman.
This friend who has the manuscript,
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
she lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
George!
I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
George, you just said you'd have to double check for. Oh my. George is like, I might need to check first because this French guy suddenly got a predatory look in his eye. Anyway, the address is this.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Incredible, George. Incredible.
Eh, no! No, monsieur. No. What's wrong? You must not enter the exhibits. I'm sorry.
Now we are going to have to steal that at some point. Obviously. Oh, actually, I should probably ask him about
Hi,
that.
Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so.
Cool. That's that then.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Okay, so hopefully we've got a new location to go to. We've got Montfaucon to go to. Montfaucon. Maybe? Montfaucon, yeah, we do. Yeah! Well, that's a scene and a half. I don't want to know what's... Anyway. I can't tell
Excuse
if
me,
that
officer.
guy has incredible
And
eyebrows
how may
or
I help you?
that's his haircut.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Templars. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
The man's got
I'll see you around.
Some good
Oui,
logic.
monsieur. I'll be there.
Okay, let's have a look at this first. I assume we're going to have to go
In
down
French,
this manhole
English, and German,
cover
it
at
read,
some point.
in 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the Knightly Order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine. I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
What's the crowd doing?
I couldn't open it with my bare hands.
Before I go faffing around trying to open that manhole cover, let's go up here. What's fun about playing this again is getting all the nostalgia, recognizing stuff, but not fully being able to remember exactly all the puzzles and how it works and what happens next, but seeing stuff and go like, I remember that. It's kind of nice.
Waiting in prayer for the Judgment Day. I didn't have time to sit around.
Oh,
Biblical
no.
references engraved
See what I
into
mean?
the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
Yes, what I mean is like a flicker of a memory coming back.
I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
I got a feeling. I get a little memory that maybe that statue is concealing some secrets, but I can't remember. Okay. Now, say a manhole cover. Open the manhole cover.
Hey! Hey, you! What do you think you're doing?
Okay.
Leave that cover alone. Now.
Sorry, no harm intended.
Right.
You stay away from that.
Okay. So that is pretty clear
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
that we need to get this guy away.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
Would you like to shake? I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
We need to get this guy out of the way so we can go in there. Why we need to go in there? Can't remember, but I know that we do. There's something. Well, obviously there's something with this. Do we have to? I mean, no. Obviously, that's not going to be the answer. So he's a traffic policeman who's not doing any work. So do we need to cause some traffic? I have a vague memory. I don't know why. This could be a complete false memory. I've got a false memory of something to do with that balloon or something. But I can't think what. So we're just gonna... where can we go? Oh! That... Hospital. We haven't been to the hospital.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint. I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
I mean, why would you do that, George?
Hi,
Hey,
my name's
Doctor.
George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
And no, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
See you later.
Right.
Okay. Who the flip is Market? I cannot
Excuse me?
remember who the guy is.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
George, don't ask about the clown. Don't ask about the clown, George.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh,
Ask about
no.
Marquet
You
first.
haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Speaking of,
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm his long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in
Stop
the
talking,
nursery
George.
at the Oakland shopping mall.
Stop it, George.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not.
Oh, it's George Stobbart. He can get more ridiculous. Don't worry.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That
Jesus.
attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
What about
Have you heard of the
this?
Club Alamet?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it? The kind of place where you get little umbrellas and whelks.
Huh? That's romantic?
I don't have anything. What about this photo?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Right. One second here. Who's Marquet? I gotta look it up. Because I've completely forgotten who Marquet is. Jacques Marquet. Jacques Marquet. Criminal. Anything with me escapes crimes. Marquet is first mentioned during conversation with Sean Fitzgerald at McDevitt's in Lochmarn Island. Well, that happened a week ago in my time, so I can't remember that. Marquet is said to be the person who is to receive Professor Pegram's package, blah, 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 blah. See, the gem, he is caught by Khan. Marquet is beaten by an assassin. He shouts the name Merlin while being sent to hospital. Okay. I don't remember any of that. That's because I don't pay attention to stuff. And also got my drink. You there?
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't.
The morgue.
He's a patient.
Hey.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
Yeah.
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's
Fair.
why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense.
George, you need to stop
Besides,
saying things to people.
Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Go on.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Thanks for your help.
Can I just walk around? What is that noise, by the way? It's a weird noise. Okay, see, I'm gonna go down this way anyway, just in case. But I know what's gonna happen. Yep. Okay, so, two things need to happen. So, most pertinent, we need to get in to see Jacques Marquet. So we need to prove that we are related to him. Second thing, although we don't actually have a reason yet, is to get the gendarme. No, not the gendarme. I don't know what the traffic police. Is it gendarme? Is he a gendarme? I don't know. The guy. We need to get that guy away so we can get into that sewer. Although we don't actually have a reason to go into that sewer yet, so I'm not going to worry about that too much just yet. How do we get in to see Marquet? How do we prove that we are related to him? What was it, Rougerie? What was there? What was that? Can't remember. Okay. Yeah, it's just Nico's flat. Well, let's go see Nico and tell her that we've given a sexual predator her address. Completely unprompted. Sure, she'll be real happy about that.
Hi, Nico.
What are you sounding so chipper about?
I'm full of the joys of the fall.
Oh, make yourself at home now,
I can't
Georgia.
imagine why.
Because Sergeant Moo has given me another lead. The
Did he?
guy who was supposed to
yes.
collect the gem, Jacques Marquet.
You found him.
He's in a hospital here in Paris. I guess that was the killer's doing, to stop him meeting Pegram.
Maybe. Are you going to try to talk to Mackay?
Already
What
have.
have I got to lose?
Plenty.
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philip IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel. Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
No, I don't need to do that. Don't need to do that.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror. The reflection.
Yeah. Okay, so...
See you soon.
Yeah. See you.
You say that like that? Oh, are you okay?
The window was full of...
Yeah. Okay, so we need to find a way to prove
Oh, hi.
that we are related.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Yes. How do we prove? Oh,
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man, tall and thin as a broomstick. He
Is
kept
it
his
me?
face hidden, but I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with a hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
See you later.
That's
I
right,
mean, true.
monsieur. You will.
okay. Well, I think we're gonna have to do the rounds. We're gonna have to do the rounds and just do the rounds, talk to everyone. I'm gonna use the phone while I'm here as well, just in case someone I can call. I don't think there is. Nope. No, why would I? Why would I do that? Nope. And just see if something comes up.
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
I want to speak to him about forging an
Yes,
ID.
One moment, monsieur.
Maybe. I don't
It's
feel
Stobbart,
like this is
monsieur.
right.
He insists on talking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Moo.
Yeah, right.
What now, monsieur?
Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur. Their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy. You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobbart.
Yeah, but...
Why'd you get so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
Okay, well, I mean, in terms of getting some fake ID, that didn't really help. It's got a museum. We are just going to literally do the rounds, see if it gets us anywhere.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund.
He did.
The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flamed grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
I don't think that matters.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to their victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with
He's a little naive, is George.
fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the inquisitors.
For the record, for the record, I'm going to admit to that stuff long before you burn both my feet off. You just have to mention torture, and I'll tell you what you want. I'll admit to everything.
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
I've never actually looked up the history of the Knights Templar, so I don't know how true all of this is. That didn't really help me get the get someone to help me get into a hospital, though, did it? Oop.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
Oh, once again, vague memory. Am I misremembering, or in order to get this tripod, am I gonna hide it? Is George gonna hide in here? Well, this guy's not looking. It's possible.
Do you have a fetish about closets, monsieur?
Oui.
I just love the smell of mothballs, I guess.
Let's wait till he goes off screen. Try and climb in again. I'm fairly sure that's how we steal that. I could be wrong. It might not even be that part of the game yet. I don't know. I just know that at some point we are going to have to steal this. Off you pop. Oh, he's just over there, isn't he? Well, I'm going to do it anyway.
No, monsieur.
Okay.
Can we distract him? What is that? What is that?
The rod turned smoothly, and the window above me opened.
Interesting. Okay. Little distraction, maybe? Feel a little distracted by that window there?
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Okay, right. Okay, but that's how we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna steal that tripod when it comes time to steal that tripod. I still need to get to the goddamn hospital. There's no reason to go back to the cafe. There's no reason to go back to Ireland, I'm fairly sure. But maybe, I don't know. Let's just do the rounds. Once I've done the rounds, it is long overdue for my my cat's dinner, so I am going to have to go feed them. I'll probably take the opportunity to go to the toilet as well.
Yes, Inspector.
Maybe get another beer. We'll see.
I have to be going.
Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
Thank you. Me too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've ever been back here once the cafe's been boarded up. I don't think it's gonna help. What the fuck do I get now? Oh, spell. Oh, clicked on the wrong screen. I clicked on the wrong screen. So, my two monitors are next to each other, so if I move too far over on the screen, it goes straight to OBS, and I end up just inadvertently clicking on a completely different screen. If I click on airport, I've only got... Can't even get back to Lockmon. I have been banned from going back to Ireland. Probably for the best. Let's go with the moment for sir. Oh, what do here again?
There was no water to frolic about in, and the leaf mold that was collecting there just wasn't the same somehow.
Ah. Ho hum, ho hum. Wait a minute. Hang on. I'm gonna go back to the hospital. I have a thought. Before I go back to the hospital though, I am gonna go feed my cats. So let's go back to the map. Pause the game. Back to the hospital. Because I have a thought. A wee thought. Could be a wrong thought. Who knows? Anyway, we'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, I was going to go back there. Might be time. I've got a feeling, you know. Yeah, I've got a feeling we don't actually need to. Excuse me. Excuse me. Can I talk to the receptionist, please? Move. I wonder if, because the only sort of ID
Excuse me?
thing that I've got.
Yes, sir?
It's me again. What is that noise? Weird noise. I do
Look at this
wonder-
ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes.
That
He was
actually
shouting your name when they
worked.
brought him in here.
That flippin'...
Now,
that,
let me
that
see.
flippin' pass.
He was on Ward B12, as I recall.
That flippin' pass has done so
he's
much
being
work.
transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's
Uh-oh. That's J for death.
Nurse Grendel's ward.
Excuse me?
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call.
Sure, that's not going to be
6:10
relevant to
bowel
anything.
movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J.
Seriously?
How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Jesus. Are we really doing... We're really doing the feminine jealousy stuff, oh yeah? Cool.
As I turned the corner,
Oh my god.
I saw the source of the hellish noise which
Nice.
echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
I didn't pay attention to those directions because I assumed that I wouldn't have to. But the game's gonna make me. That's good.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's
some
what I
reason.
thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what?
Always look
If you start
on the
whistling, I'll
bright
bust you in the
side of
teeth.
life.
It's a deal.
Okay, how do
you
I
know
find...
a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah, end of the corridor, Ward J2.
Do you know where I'd find a patient?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years and he's never let me down once.
Cool.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
End of the... Oh, God.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
He's just gonna... Oh, are we gonna do the thing where he comes... Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Very funny game. Very funny. It's hilarious. Hi, are you the nurse that everyone's had to go on?
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
You can tell me how my brother is, can't you?
Of course, monsieur. What is his name?
Jacques Marquet.
Let me see. He's satisfactory.
I was told he was dying.
Well, he is, but the doctor described his condition as satisfactory. That's quite an improvement on yesterday.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come back at visiting time, monsieur.
Thanks. When is that?
The second Tuesday of each month.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Right. We're gonna have to deal with thing of some description. Yeah. Okay. What is that? What is that?
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Okay, and now what?
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Now?
I wasn't in the mood for shining floors. As I tugged the
Yeah. And...
Not again.
And do you ever know what? Ah. Just for that.
Dr. Stobbart at your service.
Okay, can we go see the guy now? Oh, she's gone. Oh no, she's there. Hello, I'm a real doctor. Look at
Good
me and my
afternoon,
real
doctor.
doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
A thing that I would
sir.
know as a doctor.
The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
Oh my
What's his
god.
problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile.
Because she
Thanks.
was a slut. You know what those sexy nurses
Hi,
are like.
I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience.
They're really gonna make us
Like
do
death,
this.
but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney. Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Can I go around the corner now? Oop. Clicked on the... clicked off the screen again.
Doctor,
What is it?
Oh god.
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
I'm Shakespearean trained actor Patrick Stewart.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Oh my
Of course I
god.
am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a
Matt
satisfactory
Berry,
reading while
actually.
you're excited like this.
Doctor?
I'll come back later.
Oh my god.
Doctor,
What now?
you didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Okay, let's try again.
Well, this guy is tiresome.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
Nope.
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
I'm a doctor who drinks. I'm gonna have another drink. Drinkity drink. You know what to say, spoonful of drink makes the doctor do good doctoring. Glug glug glug. What is this? Innocent gun. I've never actually tried this before. How make
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is
How
Dr.
make
Stobbart,
man
and I'm here to steer you down the
stop
rocky
being
road to
annoying.
recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your
that's quite
problem
nice.
is you stayed in bed too long.
Get the
Are
fuck
you
up.
sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. What
I
can
am
you tell
Matt
me about
Berry.
Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was
So
mine
good.
before I was tossed out like a common squatter?
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
My diagnosis is that you are Matt Berry.
What's your impression
Can't
of
do a
Nurse
good
Grendel?
Matt Berry
She's
impression.
a very efficient
Oh
young
my
woman.
god, do we have
Efficient? You make her
do
sound
we
like a
have to
vacuum
do
cleaner.
this?
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Because of
Well, that's simply
feminine
not true.
jealousy.
She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Yeah, I can't have the patients
See you later.
being all undisciplined and stuff. Right, nurse, can we make this guy can we just discharge him or something?
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Sorry, I missed that day. I missed that day at medical school.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
Can you
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
make it? Oh God.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, it's me again. I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
Properly this time.
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
What do you mean, why?
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
You
I'm a
just
doctor.
complained
It's my
about me
job.
not doing it properly.
See you later.
Oh my God.
His temperature was normal, with little fluctuation either way.
Can I just say that to him? Will that appease you?
Hi, it's me again.
Apparently not. Shake my
I
hand.
thought about giving him an electric shock,
Funny.
but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy. See you later.
Still funny. Can I please go now? Oh.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
How do I make this end?
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment?
Because he doesn't complain
It's
about his
because
blood
he's
pressure.
got money, isn't it?
It's not like that. I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
It's not gonna. He's still not gonna let me go.
You haven't...
Right. Do we have to go get another doctor or something?
Will you keep...
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Go speak to the nurse one last time. Nurse,
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
you just give
Thank
him
you, nurse.
something.
Au revoir,
That
monsieur?
meant kill him, but then I thought that's a bit severe. Just give him, sedate him, something. I don't like you. Is it that way or is it that way? honestly can't remember. Please come and do this man's blood pressure so I can...
Hey, Benoit!
How'd you like to take a guy's blood pressure?
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Do you know the nurse on Ward
Oh,
J2?
God.
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't
Oh,
mean to
wow.
get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Oh my god. I got a job for you.
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device for measuring blood pressure.
How'd you like to use it?
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device...
See
Okay.
you later.
Right.
You!
Excuse me, sir. You must be the new boy.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah, I must be. Well, stop wandering about and
hang
make
on.
yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who
Jesus
do you
Christ,
think you are
George.
anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
Actually,
He is fresh
good
out
save,
of
actually, George.
medical school.
Give you that one.
It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Let him see some real high blood pressure. What about this?
Look what Nurse Grendel gave me, sir.
Ah, yes, very good. I'm glad to see you're carrying it with you. It reassures the public to see the medical profession using traditional archaic tools.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
Right, Benoit.
Hey, Benoit.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Right.
Forget it.
Okay, come with me. Come with me. Yes, here we go. We're gonna do some real doctoring, Bunny. Bunny. Bunny, 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 bunny. Very important doctoring.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theatre. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk.
Oh, it is this guy. Okay.
Hi, me again.
Okay.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Benny,
Why?
Benny, 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 Benny.
I'm a doctor. It's my
No,
job.
Bunny. Get Bunny to do it.
See you later. Hey, Benoit.
Benoit, come here. Come here, buddy.
Yes, sir?
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Yes. Got it. Got it. Oh, yes. Yes, got it. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. You done it?
Hey, Benoit.
You done it? You done it, buddy?
Yes, sir?
Done it? You done it?
Do you still have that?
Use it on the
Use
nurse.
it on.
Huh?
Go on.
Well, okay.
Dr. Stobbart,
Yeah?
I would appreciate it if you saved your jokes for the intern's restroom. This is a hospital ward, not a cabaret.
Oh, lighten up.
We'll see about
I heard
that.
that. Any more nonsense and I shall report you to Dr. Hagenmeyer.
Okay, right. Okay. I'm gonna stop there for 1 second because I gotta be right back. I will be right back. Hold on a moment. Okay. We did it. We did done it. Let's save that. You know what, we still got space here. Blood pressure. Blood pressure. Blood pressure. Yeah, you happy now? Yeah, happy now? I don't want to speak to him if I don't have to.
You than me, pal.
Okay, cool. Oh, he does not look good.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
Go on then, do his blood
I
pressure.
just want to know what I should do with the jam.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, you could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly. Tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not
No.
yet, but it's being taken care of. I am a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
I wonder who that
be
is.
Flap and
Yeah.
Guido by any chance?
Yeah.
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
The broken
that's that,
sword,
is it?
perhaps.
As for Klausner, he's gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If he hadn't my office to hear that.
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
I think so, yeah. Him.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Oh, wait a moment. Wait a cotton-picking
Are you sure
moment.
he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter.
Like me.
The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Take your time. Ooh la la.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah. Killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's
Look, it's not me.
despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan.
No, it wasn't.
He got away, out the window.
That's not a fan of that picture.
Have you ever heard of the Hashi-Ashin?
Oh my god, George.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
Yeah, George, you've already said...
Deals with sedatives. He
well,
wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
Yeah, but George, you saw Khan in Ireland. Like, you would have recognized him.
Let's take another look.
Oh, I don't need to look at that manuscript. Yeah.
That's the tripod.
Yeah, that is the tripod in the museum. So, what is the next step?
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one? Rousseau
Yeah, which
or
weirdo,
Sergeant
yeah.
Blue? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
Hey, I'll work it out, but George, I'm your avatar, or you're my avatar. Like, don't let me work it out. I think it is time to steal a tripod, maybe. I think it's time we steal a tripod.
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Aha!
Late for what?
Anything? I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't
Really?
like to get locked in. I can tell
I
you.
would.
Not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He'd made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on
Scary.
Oops. Oopsies.
What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little hoard lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
What can you tell me about The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
George.
Thanks for your help.
George. Right. Okay, we're going to have a little chat with Andre just in case, and then we're going to steal a tripod.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Don't call me Georgie. I don't like it.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
Cool.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
$9.99.
Know it.
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
George, you're going to steal it.
Dormant tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
It's not, is it? It's not, is it? Okay,
Thanks
that's enough
for
of
your help,
that.
Andre.
That's enough of that.
You're welcome.
Right, let us go hide in a sarcophagus.
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill, and the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound since they open, that is what...
Very, very interesting, but I don't care. So we're going to have to wait for him to move to the right place. Open the window. Hide in the coffin. Boopity boopity boop. steal the tripod. And that, I think, is probably going to be where we end it, once we have thieved this tripod.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than
Yep.
enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Are we going to do a scary ghost thing to fool them, or are we just going to watch them still? No, we are going to.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Save it very quickly. Coffin. Museum. Hang on, no. Stealing a tripod, stealing a tripod. I'm gonna steal a tripod. How do I steal a
Oh, Guido!
What's the big idea, you dummy? Shine the light down here.
The mummy! It's come alive!
If that's a mommy, I'm glad I'm an orphan.
That's a mummy. I'm glad I saved the game right before that. Ooh. Well, this has been Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Not the ending I was expecting. Okay.
Oh,
What's
No. No. Why did I even do that?
if that's a mommy?
Yeah, that was stupid. Stupid. Well, that confirms that you can die in Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. That's what I wanted to do. Yes. Obviously, that's what I wanted to do.
Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Jesus, could have absolutely destroyed the... What was that?
And
Is that
when I
Nico?
woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess.
Poor
I
George.
bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You
That
made a pretty
was
good job of
Nico.
distracting those two crooks.
Oh la
Yeah,
la.
but the killer got away with the tripod.
Yeah, she
No, he
did.
didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've
What
got
is
the
this?
tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
I think there's probably a bit more to it than that.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
That the gem fits perfectly? I'll have that, I guess.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
I
There's
wonder.
nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
He tried
Oh,
to
yeah.
rape me
I
because
hope
he
you
is a
didn't mind me
sexual
giving him your
pervert.
address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again.
Oh.
He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so.
Okay. Well, with that
I
danger
have
and
to go.
excitement.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Yep. So with that, I think we are going to leave Georgie to it. We're going to finish up there. I'm going to save. Boop-de-boop-de-boop. We're going to save that as... Stealing a tripod becomes... Stole a tripod. Okay. Boop. So that is that. As for next week, well, actually, I think next one of these is probably going to be Friday evening. I think I have some spare time on Friday evening, so I think we might do the next one then. Going forward, if I do Tuesdays, it's probably going to have to be later. I have a little bit of a timetable change, otherwise I might do it on a different day at a different time. I'm not sure yet. It's going to depend on a lot of factors, but I will put the schedule up for the next edition of this after then. Hopefully, if I know more by Friday, then I can say more then. Otherwise, for now, we will leave George and Nico to their Knights Templar adventures. We will see you next time. Ta-ta. So what?